Hello and welcome to the show. Well, I don't know, we're going to fit it all in today. I've got so much to tell you. I don't know if we're going to get through half of it because we must go straight to the emails today because they're building up a little bit and I don't want to fall too far behind because they're big complaints, won't they? There will be, I mean, God knows who people complain to. They come to me and they complain, where is my email? Well, they're coming up now, hopefully. Here we go then. First of all, over to Yvonne. Hello, Yvonne. How are you? She is a newish person, aren't you, my dear? A new person joining the show. And she says, hi, Chris. I love the show you did the other day. Very thought-provoking. Well, that's what I like to do, provoke. I provoke left, right and centre. We do like a good old provoking session, don't we? Eh? She says, I do so agree with you about people not being told they are going to die. Do you remember we spoke about this? And we've actually done this a couple of times. When people are kind of in hospital and they have some sort of terrible thing, whatever it is, I just don't feel they should be told they're going to die because that removes all hope. And there's been a couple of other different emails, different sorts of opinions here. Yvonne agrees with me. She says, I do so agree with you about people not being told they're going to die, unless, of course, they specifically request that information. Oh, well, that's a different thing altogether. You see, some people like to put their affairs in order. Did I read out did we do the email from Millie, Motorised Millie, the other day? I think we did, actually. And she would like to know if she had, like, I don't know, a week or a year or 10 years left. She would like to know that so that she can put her affairs in order. Other people, well, I suppose there's, in all of their lives, there are things we want to do, aren't there? Like, I don't know, travel the world, something like that. And we tend to put it off. Oh, I do it next year. Or I do that when I retire. Or I do it tomorrow. Well, I mean, if you know you're going to die in a week's time, you don't want to put it off for a year, do you? I mean, it makes sense. So some people, I do understand completely both sides of this. She says, having hope is so important, and I've seen how the quality of life is affected in those who have been given a finite amount of time to live. They just give up. I certainly wouldn't want to be told. Sometimes hope is all we have left, and that if it's taken away, we have nothing at all to live for. And I just agree so much with this, Yvonne. And she says, and you're right, miracles do happen. I saw a lady once who had been given 6 months to live. That was 27 years previously, and there she was, completely fit and well. The so-called experts don't always know everything. Oh, well, we know that, don't we? You know, and sometimes there's no there's no explanation for it, Yvonne. There they are, lying in hospital, something terrible, and suddenly, whatever is wrong just goes away. Why is that? Don't know. We don't know, do we? She says, when you were talking about practical jokes, cling film over the toilet seat is the best practical joke I can think of. Simple but effective. Especially when people have had a few beers too many. Oh my word. Can you just imagine the mess though, dear? The mess! Thanks for ruining my breakfast, by the way. All that talk about sit-down toilet activities came at just the right time. Your show is always a complete treat, and that's from Yvonne. Thank you, Yvonne. We like a little treat now and again. Eh? I treated myself a couple of weeks ago to a washing machine. I still haven't told you the story of the washing machine yet, have I? Eh? Oh, hang on, just a minute. Something's come up on the screen behind me. Oh, there's a story there. We might get to it. We might not. I might make you wait another programme. Oh, you'll love this. You'll love it. Oh, incidentally, wasn't it lovely to have Gwen on the last show, wasn't it? Chatting away for half an hour. I mean, I could barely get a word in edgeways. Trouble is with Gwen, once she starts talking, you can't get in. I don't know if she just can't hear you. She just goes like a train at like one of those Japanese bullet trains at 200 mile an hour, and you can't stop her. Lovely to hear from Gwen. Lovely. Now, there's an email address to the show, incidentally, if you want to join in at any time. It's chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. The text number is still there, but in all honesty, people haven't used it. Only a couple of people used it. The funniest thing ever is that the idea for the text number actually came from Ross Pat-Zelt. Now, he does his own podcast. You can find that at rosspatzelt.co.uk. rosspatzelt.co.uk. It was his idea. Not once did he send a text. How mad is that? Well, a couple of texts from Wayne, not in Reading, and one from, Florida. Oh, Marsha? Was it Marsha in Florida? Oh, I hope I've got that name right. There'll be murders if I've got that name wrong, won't it? Well, just a couple of text messages. And no one's really bothered, to be honest. So perhaps that wasn't such a good idea. It wasn't my idea. I just want to point that out. Ross's idea comes up with all sorts of bad ideas, including some of the dreadful topics that he talks about on his show. Very over the line, I think, Ross, dear. I thought it was a family show, dear, that you were doing. Not anymore, it's not. Is it? Eh? But the text number is still there, if you want to use it. I can't even remember it now. I can't even remember. Might have been a waste of time, that. So whatever, you know, if you want to use it. If you know the number, use it. 07815 907896. That's it, isn't it? Oh, it might be written down there. 1 minute. 1 minute. Text number for the show. Oh, try that one. 07815 907896. I'm sure that's the one. 07815 907896. If no one uses it, we'll drop that idea. On to the Mighty HC. It's a good name, isn't it? This person watches the show via YouTube. And, I have some iTunes information in a minute, okay? And the Mighty HC says, I do agree with you, Chris, about people not being told that they are going to die, unless, of course, they specifically request that information. And a very similar answer here to Yvonne. Hang on, is this Yvonne? Hang on a minute. I think this... Just a minute, just a minute. This is a very similar... Oh, it's Yvonne, isn't it? The Mighty HC must be Yvonne. It's the same person. How stupid am I? Oh, Yvonne, the trouble is you didn't put your name at the end of the YouTube one, so I thought it was a separate person. Yeah, it's word for word. It's the same email. I am definitely a case for a problem, aren't I, really? Right, well, I'll thank Yvonne for you twice. Sent the email twice. Best way to contact the show, as I say, is always to use the email address. It's chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. She also sent a follow-up email saying, Hi, Chris. Hope you won't mind me messaging you, but you sounded so poorly on today's show that I was just wondering how you are now. Are you still coughing? No, not at all. Not at all. They're all sound effects, darling. I'm not really coughing. Hope you're on the mend. At least I know, at the very least, as I know it will have been recorded a week or so ago. Take care. All the best from Yvonne. How nice. How nice for someone to be concerned, boys and girls. There's not enough of this in this world now, is there? Concerned. Eh? We need to be concerned for each other. That's what we need. Thank you, Yvonne. Very kind. Got to say hi to some new people listening. Dougie, who's in Richmond. Hello, Dougie. And he wants me to say hello to Trevor, Thomas, Nadine and Rosie. And as I say, that's from Dougie in Richmond. Lovely part of the world. Oh, now, Richmond is actually at the end. The motorway I'm on is the M3. Bracknell is kind of in between M3 and M4. Whichever side you're on Bracknell, one or the other motorway will be nearer. In my case, it's the M3. And I do travel down the M3 and right through Richmond Circus. Let me think. Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday. I travel through Richmond 3 times a week. Beautiful place. Lovely place. It's got the shops, right? But there's a particular place in Richmond, Richmond Hill. And you go up this hill and all these flats and houses overlook the River Thames, and it's like a great big where it meanders round. Do you like that word, meander? I do like that word. It meanders round, you know, like a sharp corner where the river is, and all these, and then there's fields, but all these fields occasionally flood because it's a bit of a floodplain there, and it just looks so beautiful from Richmond Hill, and you know, what a lovely place to live. It wouldn't be lovely if I lived on Richmond Hill and I could do my show with the camera perhaps sticking out of the garden or something like that. Oh, that would be nice, dear. It would be nice. Just a minute. Have I forgotten to do something? Oh, just a minute. I haven't. Because I wanted to take that because the last show that we did with Gwen, I actually had to record twice because I forgot to start the recording. I just sat there and chat. We sat there and chat. Well, actually, she chatted and I listened for half an hour. And then suddenly I said goodbye. I put the phone down. I realised I hadn't started the recording. Very foolish. Anyway, Richmond, lovely place to live. Beautiful. You can, well, if you ever come to London or a holiday or something, try and go to Richmond. They've got some wonderful shops there. What I like about Richmond is there's no shopping centre. The shops are like out on the street, you know, like a long row of shops. And there's lots of like little places that do antiques and some lovely little places to get a cup of tea or perhaps an alcoholic drink on Richmond Green. They have theatre there as well, Richmond Theatre, and I've been in there fixing the telephone once. Quite an old-fashioned theatre. There's you know, it's really nice. And of course you've got the river, as I mentioned, and I think, I'm not 100% sure, I think you can actually get a boat ride there. You can get on a boat and take a trip down the Thames or up the Thames, whichever way you want to go. And of course there's also Richmond Park, which is a beautiful green area. It's got deer in it. The only thing with that park is there's a speed limit of 20 mile an hour, which is blooming well hard to stick to. I'll tell you. Lovely place. Was a great favourite with my mum. She used to like being driven around Richmond Park by my dad. They often went there on a Sunday afternoon. And we had a local priest. When I lived in Roehampton, our priest, Father Symes. And he used to go walking around Richmond Park. We used to be at the speed of light. He died a few years ago now. What a great man. Father Symes, who was the priest at St. Joseph's Roman Catholic Church in Roehampton. He often asked me if I wanted to become a priest. And I'm afraid I'm not good enough to do anything like that. So, welcome along, Dougie, and welcome to the show. Now, Tom, from TomHarrisUSA.com, yet another podcast, boys and girls, writes, that cough seems to be lasting a long time. Have you had it looked at? No, I haven't, and it's also nearly gone. I've worked out it's because I'm not using my asthma thing. I tend to try and do without it. Although that time I had the ambulance out. Do you remember in January when I had the asthma just wouldn't stop? When I had the ambulance man out, he told me you can have as much of that asthma thing. It's like a blue thing. Butamin or something like that. I don't know. Butane? No, it's a gas in it. But I don't know. It begins with, I'm sure it begins with B. This asthma thing. He told me you could have as much as it as you want. But for some reason, you know, if I'm a bit in the morning, I try and go without it. And that's when I start coughing. So all I have to do, as soon as I go, then have a bit in my mouth, stops. So that's what the coughing appears to have been. He also says, your back pain doesn't sound too serious. That's gone as well now. You're probably right about it from being slouching on the settee. I have a chronic back problem caused by an injury more than 25 years ago that thankfully doesn't flare up very often. But I do have sympathy for those with back pain. Yes, my sister's husband's brother, David, years ago, And he was a very active boy. And years ago, he was working in a kitchen. And he bent down to pick up a small can of baked beans and his back went. And it's never been the same since. Just a tin of baked beans. Just the way he bent down, I suppose, and picked it up. Isn't that awful? Terrible. On the subject of Ireland, because I haven't been to Ireland, I mentioned, Tom says you should go to see Ireland, Chris. I was there in 2003 and really enjoyed it. But you'll probably find it very expensive to travel there. It seemed to me to be much pricier than the UK, or indeed most other parts of Europe, right on par with Scandinavia or Austria as far as how much things cost, though not as pricey as Switzerland. As always, enjoying your show, Tom. And, it's his birthday soon. October the 26th. Now, what date are we today? 4, 5... Well, this must be the closest show, is it? The closest show to your birthday, Tom. So here we go. Are you ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tom. Happy birthday to you. Hooray! Happy birthday, Tom. Let me know what you're doing for your birthday. Are you being taken out for a meal? Don't get drunk. Oh, there's nothing lovely about going out, you know, quite well, and then coming back and chuck it up in a drain somewhere. I mean, it's just not nice, dear. Why ruin your toilet or another bowl with a load of sick? You don't, you don't want to do it, Tom. Thank you very much. Now, Wayne, Anonymous, who we don't hear from very often now, do we, Wayne? Anyway, he writes, Mr. Reardon, as Suko Sullivan's agent, I am required to respond in regards to the vicious commentary you presented on the Saturday the 10th of October edition of United Kingdom Talk. Miss Sullivan is currently in negotiations with Harpo Productions to appear in a pilot for a new series titled Broadway Walks and Talks. As a result of the added creative demands on her time, Miss Sullivan must limit her contact and pro bono contributions to programmes which do not contribute to her financial bottom line. Oh, I see. That's it. It's all down to money now, is it? Oh, dear. I thought it was more of a creative thing. If this programme was down to money, we wouldn't get anything done, would we, dear? I don't get paid to do this. I just love it. I love it. As for James Dean's moving swiftly along comments, yes, I mentioned James Dean, who hosts matineeshow.co.uk, matineeshow.co.uk, and he keeps saying, moving swiftly along, and does this, like embarrassing laugh. Like, he'll be talking about something, and go, well, moving swiftly along, and I'm fed up hearing that comment. It's like one of those things you say, you know, when you can't think of something to say, you come out with that. My sister does one as well. She says, oh, well, there you go. When she runs out of things to say, she starts saying that at the end of every sentence. Well, there you go. Funnily enough, I never run out of things to say, my love. Never, never, never. As for James Dean's moving swiftly along comments, community radio funding has all but dried up, and James never knows when the electricity to Tameside radio might be cut off. My final comment to you has to do with your cat moving into the garden shed. Yes, I've noticed my cat, Katie, has been sleeping in the garden shed. Right, but more on that in a second. Katie enjoys the food that your new tenants in the shed cook, much more than your bland offerings. Beg pardon? Bland offerings? Excuse me. She gets 2 pouches of best whiskers every day, one in the morning and one at night. How dare you suggest that my cat is not enjoying my culinary expertise? What a liberty, dear. It is a liberty. That's what it is. It's a liberty. And She says, please, he says, please pass on our best wishes to Gwen and continue with your programme. The disenchanted listeners are flocking to the matineeshow.co.uk in droves. Are they flocking? I can't see anyone flying past my window at the moment. Are they flocking? I think you're lying to me there, Wayne, and you're not known as a liar. I do occasionally hear you on Ross Patzelt's in that deep voice. You've got a very, very deep voice, Wayne Anonymous, hasn't he? Eh? As for Katie in the shed, well, it's all very strange. She is no longer moved into the shed, has moved back into the kitchen. She clearly wasn't as comfortable in there. Might have been to do with the barbed wire I put on the floor so that she couldn't sit down anymore. No, not really. I wouldn't be so cruel and evil to do something like that. I wouldn't. I haven't got an evil bone in my body. I really haven't. No, she's moved back into the kitchen now. Aren't they funny, cats? And she has been a little bit possessed recently for some reason. Like she'd be sitting on my lap. I told you in the last show. And like she'd be on there for 10 minutes and then she'd turn around, like lay down on my lap and give me a really evil look. And then suddenly spring up and she runs out the door and through the cat flap at the speed of light. Aren't they mad, cats? They're just strange, strange creatures, and we love them. We love them. Thank you, Dougie. Wayne, rather. I said Dougie because that's the new one. Doug from Akeley. Hello, Doug. Who says, good God, all that time in the last show, the last couple of shows ago, you were talking about a watering can. Well, watering cans are very important parts of our lives. How are our little plants supposed to survive without our constant attention and loving? Prince Charles, God save our gracious Queen, talks to plants, you know. He does. Do you talk to plants? He reckons that plants grow bigger and stronger if you talk to them and play certain types of music. I wonder, here's an experiment for you. I dare anyone to do this experiment, right? Okay? Get two plants, put them in different rooms. One of them, leave on its own. Don't talk to it or anything. On the other one, play it non-stop recordings of this programme. And let it listen to those. And see if there's any improvement in the growth and the strength of your little lovely plants. Eh? You see, I'm always caring. Always thinking about you. I was a scout, you see. Scouts think of others before they think of themselves. It's in the Scout Promise. It is. Doug says, I'm sure there will be a few spiders and flies around to distract you from reading Suko's emails on the next show. There's always spiders and flies around here in the Mirrorball Studios. No, not here. Sorry, next door in the Mirrorball Studios. And also here in the Britannia studio. Now, I was listening to Wayne Anonymous on Ross Patzelt's show in between, you know, having a couple of winks. I do tend to fall asleep sometimes on Ross Patzelt's show. And then you hear a swear word and you suddenly perk up. What was that? And Doug was saying the now defunct... No, sorry, Wayne was saying the now defunct Mirrorball studio. Well, actually, it's not defunct. It is still in full operation. But in the other studio, I make my music shows, okay, and my mixing. Now, if you want to hear my DJ mixing, it's fairly light stuff, you know, poppy stuff. Then you can download that free of charge, and you can get that from chrisreardonshow.co.uk. That's all music, non-stop music, right the way through. Once again, chrisreardonshow.co.uk. Now, I do hear that there was a couple of bars, one in the Canary Islands, I think. I don't know where the other one was now. But they actually download my mixes each week and put them on a CD and play them in their bars. And I'm quite happy for people to do that. It's, you know, don't need me to say, no, you know, it's mine, you're not doing that. That's fine. It's as I was saying to James Dean the other day on the phone, doing what I do has never been about the money. It's about getting what I do out there, if you see what I mean. I don't charge for anything I do, like on the radio or my DJ mixes. Anything I charge for is when I'm asked to go and do DJ at a club or a pub or a karaoke night. That's where my wages come from. All this online stuff is for nothing. But I enjoy doing it. To me, it's more the creative thing. I want to get out what I do. And I'm always very appreciative to people, especially on Facebook sometimes, who cut and paste my links and then send it to all of their friends, and perhaps get another couple of people to listen, perhaps, or perhaps enjoy. Not everyone enjoys what everyone does. There's plenty of people who absolutely hate what I do, and sometimes find it necessary to comment. But, you know, out of a million people, if just one person likes anything I do, then to me it's worth doing. So it's always appreciated, you know, if perhaps I give you the for my DJ mixes, once again, go to chrisreardonshow.co.uk, chrisreardonshow.co.uk. There's no talking on there, it's just over an hour of non-stop music. And if you like it, please pass on that address to your friends on an email or a Facebook message or a Facebook status message, and that is appreciated. Okay, chrisreardonshow.co.uk for my DJ mixes, and that's what I still use the Mirrorball studio for, Wayne. It's not defunct at all. It's still in there in full operation, but I do all the video stuff here in the Britannia studio. And after today's show, actually, I've got oh no, I think I've got one more show to do in here. And then next week, my nephew and his girlfriend and my little nephew, Jimmy, are all arriving here. So I've got to clear out, move things away so that they can... What I'm sitting on is actually a sofa bed. So I'll pull that out and this will be their bed. And little Jimmy will be on the settee downstairs. I'm very much looking forward to taking them all out to Thorpe Park, which is an amusement park, which is just actually not too far from me at all next week. So really looking forward to that. Hello to Brenda again. Hello, Brenda in Pennsylvania, who says, thanks very much for taking the time to reply to my email. She says, chocolate world is an evil, evil place. All these chocolate places are the same, Brenda. Don't worry, my love. However, more evil is a local town that smells of chocolates. Oh, that must be heaven. Must be heaven. There is a factory there for Wilbur chocolate. In the summertime, it is truly a place to be avoided at all costs. The smell is detrimental to my well-being. The only saving grace to my sanity and waistline is Wilbur chocolate is not as good as Hershey's and much, much more expensive. Thank you, Brenda. Isn't it funny that often the expensive chocolate doesn't taste as good as the cheap stuff? Now, for example, here in the UK, we have two big chocolate makers, I would say. The biggest ones would be Cadbury's and Galaxy, and I really like their chocolate. Cadbury's Dairy Milk and Galaxy as well. I love their chocolate, and it is, you know, pound for pound, it's not as expensive. You buy this Swiss chocolate, and a lot of people say it's the best chocolate in the world, or Toblerone, or something like that. Number one, it doesn't taste as nice. I don't care what anyone says. It's horrible. Swiss chocolate is blooming horrible. And especially that Toblerone stuff. They buy on the planes, and they great big tubes of this awful triangular chocolate. It's vile. And especially with the Swiss chocolate, it's much more expensive, and yet not as nice. What's all that about, eh? Dear me. Thank you, Brenda. Let's see. Just got time for one more today. Susan, our cat lover. I've got an email from Susan, our cat lover. I'll save that, your one, for the next show. But very quickly, one more from Robert in Iceland, who sends a picture of his cat, which is just like mine. And he says, Chris, it is your cat. Look, how many times do I have to tell you? Cats are magical beings, and they can, poof, travel the world. We foolish humans have always believed that they spend most of their time sleeping, but no, they travel the world. She's been telling all kinds of stuff about you to me, you naughty man. She suggests you keep your curtains closed next time. I know cats... Well, cats do travel, don't they? How many times has your cat gone missing, eh? Where did it go? Do you really know? That's it from the show today. Do join in on the email. It's chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. see you on the next show. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye bye.